through, manages to pull me through, get a leg over, and successfully lock his legs. Now, just a word to the wise, which I know there are not many wise people in this room, but fools. Just kidding. Anyways, when he gets to this position, you don't have to willingly take a bottom position. Okay? I see a lot of people do this, and it's not always the wrong thing to do, but understand that it's not the only option. Okay? When Anderson gets me to these situations, another option is for me to stay head over head and keep bringing my heel to my butt, and like so. Okay? Which, remember that for Anderson to successfully complete leg locks, my head has to go away from his head. Okay? He starts to push his knee away from mine. Look at the head distance that's being created. He puts my butt on the mat, even further head distance is being created. Okay? So anytime you're in a leg lock situation, the more you can mitigate the distance of the head, the more you're successfully shutting down his leg entanglement. And that's from any leg entanglement, really, not just this one. Okay? So understand that one of Anderson's main goals in leg entanglement is to create separation of the head. Okay? So with that in mind, when he goes to roll me through, I'm cognizant of this concept. And when he goes to roll me through, I'm staying as close as I can to his head. So we're here. He starts to off-balance me. Look at my head compared to his. My head is going to follow his head. If my head goes away from his head, go. That's when I get in trouble. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Now he's in a pretty deep entry. Now my leg is light and he can attack it. Now, notice the difference. This time, my head is going to track his head and stay over his head. Okay? So we're in. He's going to go in for his entry. Watch my head.
Go ahead, weave your leg through.
Even weaving the leg through becomes a lot harder when my head tracks his head. Okay? Because once again, I'm shutting down one of the main things that he needs for a successful leg entanglement, which is distance of the head. Now, once we're in this situation, and I'm head over head, Anderson kind of has to let go of the grip behind my knee. Why? If he doesn't let go of that grip behind my knee, guess what's completely open? His head. And it's not a hard thing for us to come through, cross face, and start extending him out. And that's miserable for him. So he has to let go, and he has to frame on my upper body. Yep, 2 frames. Like so. Okay? If he doesn't, I'm just going to cross face the crap out of him and make it miserable for him. Okay? Situations like this, when we're parallel, we're more prone to getting tilted over. I know what I just told you about head over head, but also understand that there's a general relationship between the two bodies that you have to keep in mind as well. Where from here, if we stay parallel with each other, just scoop under and go tilt me. He tilts me back. But for a moment, if I can find ways to get perpendicular with his body, so our spines are becoming like a cross. Okay, now when he goes to tilt me, it's going to be a lot harder for him to tilt. Okay? From here, we're going to play a basic dilemma. Okay? And that's the dilemma between bicep exposure and tricep exposure. Okay? If I can find ways to get into in front of Anderson's bicep, that's going to be money in the bank for me. Okay? So from here, we're going to come through, pummel our hand, post on his shoulder. Keep that frame tight. Yeah. I take my second hand, and I come in front of the bicep here, just like so. Now, once I come in front of the bicep, it's not a hard thing for me to start taking my head to my hand, collapse it, connect my hands, and look where he is, top, head, and arm. Okay, and this is no situation for him to have a triangle on my legs when I completely have his head and his arm trapped. Okay, a lot of times guys will just let the triangle go. If they don't let it go, he let it go. Just you can let it go so you don't suffer. You can sprawl and it'll break the triangle every time. Okay, from here the legs are going to extend away. Make sure you reclaim the pocket of the hip. Stay in front of this bicep. If he goes to get up into me, it's not easy when you are staying in front of the bicep. Okay, so just make sure you reclaim the pocket of the hip, and it's a good pass. All right. So once again, he goes to tilt me through. I stay head over head, head over head. Keep going. See how hard it is for him to even weave the leg through when we're head over head?
But go ahead, pummel your leg through.
Yes. Pretend he was like a really flexible dude and he managed to pummel his leg through, which some guys are like super duper flexible. Okay. From here, I stay head over head. Now Anderson's forced to let go of the knee. and frame on my upper body, or else I'm just going to smash his face, okay? As much as I'd like to do that, I'm not going to do it to Anderson right now, okay? From here, I slide my foot, and I get parallel with him. I pummel my hand, I post on his shoulder. Now we have basically the same grip on each other. He has a shoulder post, and I have a shoulder post. I pummel my hand through, but now I'm starting to gain advantage, okay? From here, as I pummel my hand through, I place my head on my hand, and that's going to flatten out that post. Even if he's here, I can swim, and now I'm under his head. Connect my hands, and let go. The triangle, so I don't smash you. Yep. So he's letting the triangle go, so he doesn't get smashed. But even if he had the triangle, guys, trust me, you sprawl on that, he's not going to hold on to it. Walk back into his hips, and you successfully pass his guard. Make sense, guys? Okay. On 3, 1, 2, 3.